Howdy, everyone. Well, once again, not a whole lot to talk about just because, once again, it's been nothing but wires and connectors for the past, I don't know, it's been about a week now, I guess. But just a couple little things, nothing too exciting. Um, I'm continuing to make some progress. I now have my transponder is now hooked up completely, and from best I can tell, it works fine. I've been working on the comm radio, and it, I believe, is now finished from a wiring standpoint. And I haven't been able to test it. The um, the EFIS has a couple of menus where you can go in and you can just check to make sure that the RS-232 serial ports are open and communicating, and that appears to be the case. And then they have just some basic status um, notifications, that things are communicating. So it appears the comm radio is working, but I haven't been able to verify that yet because I'm using LEMO ports, LEMO plugs for my headset. And I just bought a headset, two headsets. They came in a couple days ago, and the LEMO connections are different. The LEMO ports I have on the airplane are smaller than the LEMO port, or the LEMO plug, if you will, that came on the headsets themselves. So I was not able to connect the headset to check the radio, although I can't do that quite yet anyway because I don't have an antenna for the comm radio. So I don't have an antenna, and I don't want to do any kind of transmitting without it. So I have to buy an antenna, install it, run the cable for the comm radio, and get this headset connection issue figured out. Then I can actually test the radio. Other than that, I've just been going through and different connections like this one here for the backup battery. All of its wiring is complete, so I went ahead and added the back shell. Comm radio, same thing. I believe the wiring is complete, so I added the back shell. And you can see here that I've added the connector for one of the power plugs. This is the J8 power connection for the VPX. Usually what I do is, like you can see here, I'll just put pins on the wires and then run the pins into the back of the connector loosely. Well, not loosely. I mean, they're actually connected in there, but sometimes I'll just slide them in and add the back shell later after I get all the wires put in. So these obviously still need the back shells put on them once I have all the wiring done. I've added, or I should say I've installed the antennas. I've got two antennas now installed. I've got the transponder antenna installed on the airplane and connected, and I've got the antenna for the, what do I want to call it? No, not the GPS. I've got the transponder antenna connected and the ADSB antenna connected. So those are both mounted to the airplane and connected to the appropriate device. And again, I think that's about it. Again, it's just running wires. I just started working on the autopilot servo wires. I'm going to be working on that some more today, trying to finish that up. When I'm done with that, I think I might move into wiring up the ELT. I've got the little ELT connector, or not a connector, it's the little ELT, I don't know what you want to call it. It's the little controller thing that mounts to the instrument panel. I'll probably work on something like that next. Not really sure. The big thing is, and unfortunately it's not good news, but the big thing is I've realized that my actual EFIS is screwed up. I was struggling with getting certain things programmed and wired and all that, but part of the situation, the thing that was making the situation worse was that turns out there are some buttons on the EFIS that are completely not working. I've got two soft keys that are not working at all. They're completely dead, and I've got one knob that is kind of intermittent. When you rotate the knob, it doesn't do anything. Sometimes you have to rotate it really slow. Sometimes you have to kind of lean it to one side or the other while you rotate it to get it to work. So that just added to the complication, because when I was going through things and trying to use those soft keys, nothing was happening. I was thinking it was something I screwed up, and it was actually the ethos itself. And it's got some other minor problems, but obviously I've been in contact with GRT, and they said that that particular issue that I'm having with the ethos, it sounds like a relatively small known problem, mildly known problem that they've figured out is a particular circuit board within the ethos, and they said that currently they don't have any of those circuit boards in stock. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and continue with the wiring as best I can, try to get everything done and wired into the ethos, and try to figure out if there are any other issues with it. And then when I get everything complete and I don't need the ethos anymore, I'll send that back to them because it's under warranty. Maybe I said that already. The ethos will go back to them, and they'll either fix it or give me a replacement. And while it's gone, I can move on to other things. But before I send it back, like I said, I want to get everything hooked up, basically have my avionics completely finished, and see if there are any other issues with the ethos that I need to let them know about before I send it back. So that's it. Like I said, I'm going to work on, I still have both autopilot servos need to be connected. The ELT still needs to be run. I'm going to try to connect a GPS to the ELT and put that little controller mechanism thing in the instrument panel. That all has to be figured out and run. The autopilot servos, like I just said. Lights still have to be connected. All my switches still need to be connected. What else? I know there are other things I just can't think of. I've got the stall warning thingamabob still needs to be connected and mounted somewhere. So there are things to do, and I'll be busting to move on those today, or this weekend, I should say, today and tomorrow, hopefully. So that's it. Nothing exciting, but again, I feel obligated to do something because I don't like leaving you guys kind of hanging out there wondering what the heck is going on. But it's just one of those things. This is very time consuming, and I can literally spend an entire day out here, and I might get 4 or 5 wires made, just because I spend the majority of that time looking at manuals and cross-referencing manuals and trying to figure out how to get things done. So it's a slow process. All right. Well, as always, thanks for putting up with me, and thanks for your patience. We'll get through this eventually, and we'll get to the fun stuff, right? We'll start getting things actually connected to switches and connected to lights and connected to headsets, and things will start lighting up and making noise, and hopefully good noise, and things of that nature. So steady as she goes. Thanks for stopping in, and I will talk to you guys later.